Welcome to Spurs Focus, your dairy source for Ofeng's Tottenham FC, from match of day to transfer to behind-the-scenes story with Go the Load. If you are together, this Heim. Make subscribe and enjoy your pride. New era at the lane. Gibbs-White, Takai and Rashford ignite Spurs revolution. The ink had barely dried on the final papers when Tottenham Hotspur fans across North London erupted into a chorus of disbelief and hope. Three names, Morgan Gibbs-White, Kota Takai, and Marcus Rashford, etched into Spurs history, all unveiled in a single thunderous summer. For once, White Hart Lane felt like the heartbeat of an ambitious dream. It started with Gibbs-White. The creative force from Nottingham Forest had been restless. He had given Forest a lifeline in the Premier League, but he wanted more: Europe, big nights under the floodlights, a fan base hungry for magic. Spurs had long admired his versatility, a playmaker with a tenacious engine, drifting between lines, threading passes like silk. When Ange Postecoglou called him personally, Gibbs-White didn't hesitate. He imagined the South Stand roaring as he wheeled away to celebrate a late winner against Chelsea. That alone was enough. Then there was Kota Takai, the Japanese defensive prodigy who had turned heads in the J-League. Only 20, but already with the poise of a seasoned warrior. His reading of the game, composure on the ball, and ferocious duels reminded old-timers at Spurs of Ledley King's elegance combined with a splash of Jan Vertonghen's bite. The scouts had fought hard to keep his name under wraps, fearing a late swoop by German or Spanish clubs. But Takai, wide-eyed yet fearless, wanted London. He wanted to test himself against Salah, Haaland, Isak, to stand tall in a league where mistakes are punished without mercy. The final shockwave came when Rashford's move was confirmed. Manchester United's golden boy, a hero to millions. But recent years had been tough. The love story at Old Trafford had soured under relentless scrutiny, tactical confusion, and the weight of being the savior every week. He craved freedom. Ange offered him that, a left-sided role, cutting in, unleashed with Son on the other flank. Tottenham fans could barely contain themselves. Rashford in lily-white, gliding past defenders, the lane trembling to the sound of, "Oh, Marcus Rashford." Preseason was a spectacle. On the first day at Hotspur Way, Gibbs-White and Rashford greeted each other with the grin of men ready to prove themselves. Kota arrived early, the first in the gym, absorbing the new routines like a sponge. Ange gathered them all in the dressing room. He spoke not just about tactics, but about restoring the Spurs identity. Attacking football, pressing high, brave in possession, fearless under the lights. In training, the chemistry was instant. Rashford's pace forced defenders to backpedal. Gibbs-White slipped balls through gaps where only he could see them. Takai surprised everyone with his English, his command on the pitch, barking orders to older teammates. It was clear this was no ordinary summer window. This was the spine of a team for the future. The first friendly at home, a balmy night against Lyon, gave the fans a taste. Gibbs-White danced through midfield, chipped a pass to Rashford, who calmly tucked it away. Takai, meanwhile, blocked everything: headers, crosses, last-ditch tackles. The roar that greeted them off the pitch wasn't just applause, it was gratitude. Spurs fans had waited years for a statement of intent. Behind closed doors, the trio bonded quickly. Gibbs-White, playful and chatty, took Kota under his wing. Rashford, more reserved but fiercely competitive, pushed standards up a notch. At the club canteen, they'd sit together, studying clips of prime Spurs, Bale's solo runs, Modric's control, Kane's lethal finishing, reminders of what was possible when talent meets belief. On social media, the hashtags #SpursReborn exploded. Pundits who once mocked Tottenham's nearly tag suddenly whispered about top 4 credentials, maybe even a cup run. The North London derby loomed large on the horizon, and the thought of Rashford silencing the Emirates made the faithful dream bigger than they had in years. As the new season dawned, the changing room at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium buzzed with fresh optimism. Gibbs-White's shirt, number 10, hung next to Rashford's, number 11, with Kota's number 4 below. They were more than signings.
Another news.
Kudus and Mbeumo set to ignite Spurs' new era. This summer window in North London has turned into a theater of surprises, and for Tottenham Hotspur, the curtain is about to rise on one of the most ambitious double swoops in recent club history. Reports from trusted sources close to the club have revealed that Mohamed Kudus, the electric Ghanaian attacking midfielder currently dazzling at West Ham, and Kota Mbeumo, Brentford's versatile forward and Cameroon's gem, are both on the brink of signing with Spurs. Inside Hotspur Way, the mood has been one of quiet optimism. Daniel Levy, often accused of being too cautious in the market, has greenlit a pair of deals that signal Tottenham's intent to compete not just for the top four, but to genuinely challenge the traditional powerhouses. The story behind these deals stretches back months, and if all goes to plan, both Kudus and Mbeumo could be wearing the lily-white shirt before the first preseason friendly kicks off. It started in the early weeks of June when Ange Postecoglou, the manager who has won over Spurs fans with his fearless attacking football, sat down with the recruitment team. The brief was simple: inject dynamism and unpredictability into the final third. With Harry Kane long gone, Son Heung-min now the senior talisman, and Richarlison still finding his consistent rhythm, Postecoglou knew he needed players who could unlock defenses in multiple ways. Kudus immediately topped that list. For months, the Ghanaian star has been admired by Spurs scouts. His flair, direct dribbling, and eye for a spectacular goal made him a prime candidate. It didn't hurt that Kudus, too, was open to a step up. With due respect to West Ham, he's been keen to test himself on the bigger stages and fight for Champions League football. Negotiations with the Hammers have not been easy. They wanted top dollar for a player they know could become world-class. Yet Spurs have edged closer to a fee structure that suits all parties, involving a sizable upfront payment and achievable performance-related add-ons. While the Kudus talks progressed, Tottenham's recruitment team pulled off a masterstroke by quietly lining up Kota and Mbeumo as the second big move. For many, Mbeumo has flown under the radar in the Premier League, but those who've watched Brentford regularly know how crucial he has been to Thomas Frank's system. His pace, his work rate, and his ability to play anywhere across the front three have made him a nightmare for defenders. After Ivan Toney's ban and return saga, Brentford braced for the possibility of losing another star name, and Tottenham wasted no time.